my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to talk about all of my anticipated releases for October, November and December. So I have a ton of books that I'm looking forward to in the next 3 months. They are all a variety of genres. Let's just get into it. So the first book I want to talk about is Conflict of Interest by Katie Backhand. This is a hate to love office romance and I'm really excited. I liked an office romance. It was a Christina Lauren book. I can't quite remember what it's called now. This one seems really exciting. So we've got two different characters. You've got Luke Wallace and you've got Grace Thomas. So you've got Luke and you've got Grace, and they are both owners of these family businesses, and they are both trying to try to run their business because something has both happened to their different fathers. So they're not related at all. That sounds like they are, but they're not. Luke is trying to take over Grace's business, and I think he still thinks that Grace's father still runs it. And one day Grace and Luke meet out on the town and they have the best of date ever, and then they find out who the other actually is and things ensue. So I'm really excited for this one. It doesn't have a lot of ratings. It doesn't actually have any ratings on Goodreads right now. I just saw it while I was looking up releases for October, and I'm really excited. Hopefully it will be good, but it looks like it's the first book in a 4-part series, and yeah. Conflict of Interest comes out on October 3rd. The next book comes out on October 8th, and it is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I've been seeing this book everywhere. I have no idea what it's about, but I heard so many good things about it. I believe it's Leigh Bardugo's first adult novel, which is really exciting. Even just the cover looks really mysterious, and it just makes you want to pick it up and find out what it is all about. It seems like it might be a little bit paranormal. I don't want to jump to too many conclusions because I love going into my books blind. You all know that. This next book I'm actually really excited about. It's called Faker by Sarah Smith, and it looks like a super sexy romance, and it comes out on October 8th as well. Now this one looks like it's definitely a hate to love, and I think that's why it caught my eye. But also, because of the name Faker, it makes me think maybe it's got some fake dating aspects to it as well. And I believe we do have Filipino rep, or the author is Filipino. So either way, like, just sounds super good, and yeah. This next book comes out on October 8th as well, and that is Into the Crooked Place by Alexander Christo. I read Alexander Christo's first book. I can't remember, but it was, oh no. Anyway, I made Abby read it, and it was like a Little Mermaid retelling sort of thing, and I loved it a lot. And I'm really excited to see what else Alexander Christo can bring to the table, because first book was it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's what mermaids are supposed to be like super ruthless, and yes. But this book sounds like it's got magic, and it's got adventure, and it's got some morally grey characters in it, and I'm really excited to pick this one up when it comes out. October 8th is just going to be the best day ever, because The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh is coming out then as well. And this is a vampire book. I'm so keen that vampire books are coming back into the YA world, and I just know Renee Ahdieh is going to blow it out of the park. I loved Renee Ahdieh's book The Wrath and the Dawn. Like, it's one of my favorite 5-star reads of last year, and I cannot wait to read this one. I should have pre-ordered it, but I haven't, but I know it's definitely going on my Christmas list. Set in 1872 New Orleans, and that just, oh, it's given me like the original vibes, and I'm so excited. And this cover is beautiful, and like the goblet, and like the smoke that looks like blood, and oh, so excited. This next book comes out on October 15th and it is called The Salvaged by Madeline Rowe. This is a sci-fi novel, and you all know I love my sci-fi. I love my Illuminae and my Lunar Chronicles. So this book focuses on Rosalind, who is running from her family. They're like this big wig famous family who are really into bioengineering, I believe, and she wants to get away from that life, so she takes a job as a space janitor cleaning up space junk, and gets trapped in this spaceship, I believe, with this crew who aren't alive anymore, but they're not quite dead. I'm so keen for space zombies, guys. So the crew is like infected with this like parasitic alien, and it just gives me all of the sci-fi vibes, and I'm so excited to read this. I haven't heard any talk about this book, and I'm really glad that I found it, and I just cannot wait to pick it up. Alright, so we're going into November releases now, and the first book that I really need to read is The Toll by Neil Shusterman. This is the third book in the Arc of a Scythe. I have yet to read Thunderhead. I'm not going to tell you what The Toll is about. So Scythe, the first book, was my 5-star read of this year. A 5-star read of this year. One of my top 5 reads that I read in winter. I'll link that video up above if you want to check it out. But the Scythe focuses on Citra and Rowan when they are in this utopian world where death doesn't exist. And the only way to cull the population is if you become a Scythe. And the Scythes have like all these rules and regulations, so they don't show prejudice. But you've got these two different orders of Scythes. You've got the New Order and the Old Order. The Old Order, they go about it the old way, and they get really compassionate about their deaths and their gleanings. Where the New Order likes to just rock and roll, party all day, and then take down a plane. And yeah, it's just lots of politics, but like in a good way. And I just this book just really like rocked my world, and I'm really excited to see the finale of this series. I don't know if I said it, but The Toll comes out on November 5th. Who is keen for some King Arthur stories? I know I am. I have Once and Future on my TBR shelf. This next book is called The Guinevere Deception, and it is about Camelot, and it's focusing on Guinevere, but something is not quite right about Guinevere. So she's gone off to marry King Arthur, and she needs to try to save Camelot, but Guinevere is a changeling. I think that is such a cool premise. This is by Kirsten White. I've yet to read any of her books. Apparently Slayer wasn't the best, but I'm really excited to read this because I love a good Camelot retelling. I do. I've loved Camelot since I was a kid, and I just love that whole storyline, and I cannot wait to see what Kirsten White does with this story. This book also comes out on November 5th. This next book comes out on November 5th as well, and is called Sisters of Shadow and Light by Sarah B. Larson. And I am so keen for a good sister book. I love books that focus on your family relationships and just the friendship and the sisterhood. I am so sick of YA romance, and I'm going to be so devo if there is romance in this book. Like, you can have a little bit of romance, but don't make it take over the whole story. But then, like, Tragic Kind of Wonderful had a little bit of romance, and I didn't like it either. So we won't go into that right now. Sisters of Shadow and Light focuses on these two sisters, Zura and Inara, and they've grown up in this magical citadel, and they've been kind of trapped in this castle for as long as they can remember. And one day, this stranger walks through the hedges, and they see him, and everything changes. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I want to know, because like I said earlier, I like going into books blind, and I'm really excited to read about this book. This next book, I'm so excited to read. It is Supernova by Marissa Meyer. It's the third book in the Renegades trilogy, I believe. Comes out on November 5th. It is the finale, and I just need to know what happens to my baby Nova, my baby Adrian, and I just want them to be happy. Is that too much to ask? First book, Renegades, focuses on Nova, who is a bad guy, and she infiltrates the good guys and pretends to be a good guy to try and bring back her uncle, who died a couple of years ago by the good guys. Also, this is like a superhero book. I don't really explain that, but I love Nova, and I'm just really, I hope they're okay. I really hope they're okay. This next book comes out on November 12th, and it's called Not the Girl You Marry by Andy J. Christopher. And fake dating, guys. Who is keen for some more fake dating? I know I am. So people are saying they comparing it to How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which I love that movie. It's got a pretty good review rating right now. You've got Jack Nolan, who is a journalist, and then you've got Hannah, who is a event planner, and Jack needs to write a article called How to Lose a Girl, and Hannah is trying to climb the ladder in her event planning business, but she's got a bit of a reputation of not being like settled down girl. She's got a bit of an image problem basically, and so she needs to show her boss that she can plan romantic weddings. So she starts to date Jack to try and get a little bit of romance, and obviously Jack is trying to get Hannah to dump him, but she needs to keep him, and it's basically like a gender bent How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and I'm so keen for it. Alright, we're now into December releases, and the first book in December that comes out on December 3rd is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. I love Children of Blood and Bone. It was probably one of my favorite reads of January this year, and I just want to know what is happening with Zelly and Amari. Yeah, I'm just really keen to see the rest of the story. I feel like it's taken forever to release. I know it did have a couple pushbacks, but I hope that December is still the main time it comes out. This next book comes out on December 3rd as well, and it's called To Whatever End by Lindsay Friedman. And this book focuses on this girl called Quinn, and she can see someone's death if she touches them, and that really doesn't tell me much or tell you much, but I like that. I like how it's not telling. It's got a touch of mystery to it, and makes me want to read it more. And even the cover is quite like alluring, like the whites and the pinks and the birds and the upside down tree. There's not many ratings. The only really big rating on there is a 5-star rating from the author. Obviously the author loves her own book, duh. And the last book I want to talk about is The Wives by Taryn Fisher. This book comes out on December 30th. I heard Chandler Ainsley talk about this book in one of her vlogs recently, and I'm not quite sure if it does come out in December, if it's already come out. It focuses on 3 different women, and they find out that they all are the wives of this one man, and they don't know about each other, but then they find out that the man is like really sweet to one wife but really abusive to another, and I think they all try to come together to plot to kill the guy, I think. I don't know, it seems like a mystery thriller, and I love my mystery thrillers. Like, I love good mystery thrillers, and I really hope to enjoy this book. So those are all the books that I am anticipating in the next 3 months. Let me know down below what books that you're looking forward to reading, and what is coming out that I might not know about, that wasn't on this list, that you think that I would absolutely adore. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be my friend, you can add me on Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter. They're all at sashreads, and I will see you next time. Bye!